As an immigrant who recently moved to a new country, you have unique financial planning needs that is different from the general financial planning ideas that is out there. In this video, we will be discussing the unique financial planning strategies for immigrants, and we will be looking at 5 top things you need to focus on during the early years of your immigration journey. To start with, your financial planning strategy as an immigrant must factor in your big why. Why did you move from your country to this new country you are in now? Why did you come to the Netherlands, for instance? Of course, there are a couple of reasons people move from one location to another. Some of these are to further their education, to advance their career, to relocate and live with a loved one, to get married. For others, it is an opportunity of getting dual citizenship or permanent residency possibility. What is your own why for moving abroad? Please drop it in the comment section below. You have an amazing opportunity to achieve your goals when you move abroad. However, there could be some technical issues that can stand in your way along the journey. As a result, your financial planning strategy should factor in your unique situation while keeping your overall why at the center of your planning. At the early years of your immigration journey, your financial planning must factor in your immigration status. What kind of visa are you on? A student visa? A work visa? What is the nature of your visa? What is the validity of your visa? You need to have your visa purpose and validity in front of you always when managing your finances as an immigrant. While putting money into retirement and investment are very important, during your early years as an immigrant, there are other things that are of higher priority. Securing your legal status in your new country is of higher priority. As such, you need to give it the utmost attention in your financial planning strategy. The following items are things you need to focus on in your financial planning strategy as a new immigrant. Number 1, put money aside for legal services. You need to have some money set aside to be able to seek the advice of an immigration lawyer should you ever need their services during the early stages of your immigration. You might need to regularize your status. You might need to change your purpose of stay. You might need some kind of help to help you stay legal in your host country. As a result, you need to have funds kept aside for the purpose of legal assistance. Number 2, allocate money towards personal development. Sometimes when you come abroad, you need to change your career path. You need to get some certifications and add on new skills different from what you had from your home country. You need to have money to be able to pursue these goals, because upskilling and gaining the relevant certifications will prepare you for eventualities such as layoffs or contract termination or change of job. So you need to allocate some resources towards personal development. Number 3, set some funds aside to cater for emergencies. You need to have some resources that is kept aside for unplanned emergencies. Let's say, for instance, a situation comes up in your home country and you need to travel on short notice. You need to be able to have resource at your disposal to pay your flight ticket to and fro for yourself and for your family. The 4th point you need to give attention to during the early years as an immigrant is to secure a permanent contract. In the Netherlands, a permanent contract will give you 5-year work visa. With a 5-year work visa, you are a lot more relaxed to plan every other aspect of your life. But when you have a 1-year contract, then your visa is also for 1 year, and you are always troubled because you don't know if your contract will be renewed when it expires. You don't know if you'll be able to get another job on time. So investing some resources towards a recruiter can be very helpful for you to secure a permanent contract. The 5th point is saving towards your mortgage. If you plan on living in your host country for a long term, then investing in a home will be a good idea. In order to do this, you need to save up some amount of money for all the out-of-pocket expenses that is required. And this you need to include in your financial planning strategy. And a bonus point is you also need to put money aside for your driving license. If you come from a country where your driving license is not accepted in your host country, you need to put money aside for that purpose. Now, let's talk about things you must avoid during the early years of your immigration journey. Number 1, avoid risky investments. During your early years as an immigrant, you want to have as much cash as possible at your disposal to be able to secure your legal status and attend to all the other items mentioned above. So putting your money in risky investments is a bad idea. Any money you know you cannot do without for at least 5 years, do not put it in any risky investments such as shares, crypto, ETFs, and any investment at all. The monies that you will likely need within 5 years, as much as possible, put them aside in a very low risk investment, or just put them in a savings account where you know you have access to them whenever you have need for it without losing a substantial amount of the value. Point number 2 that you need to watch out for is supporting family members back home. For a lot of immigrants, it is expected that you support your relatives back home financially. While this may be unavoidable in certain cases, you want to apply wisdom in managing your resources, especially when it comes to sending money back home. You want to ensure that you have made provision for all the 6 points that I listed above, and that you have a fixed budget in your planning that you allocate towards helping relatives. Avoid allowing yourself to be overstretched financially by your relatives back home at your own detriment. How much should you be looking at saving to cater for some of these important needs that I have highlighted? To go back to school here in the Netherlands, for instance, you need to have at least between 10,000 to 20,000 euros at your disposal to be able to go back to school on a student visa, unless you are able to get a scholarship. For personal development, getting certain certifications, you'll be looking at 1,000 euros to 5,000 euros, depending on the kind of certification, the competitiveness of it, and things like that. If you're looking at hiring an immigration lawyer, you're looking at from 2,000 to 5,000 euros, depending on the complexity of your situation and the legal firm. A friend of mine recently got the services of an immigration lawyer, and she spent a little above 3,000 euros for this service. If you're saving towards your mortgage, you'll be looking at from 15,000 to 20,000 and above. This depends on the price of the house and all the professional services that will be using to close the deal. And for driving license, here in the Netherlands, for instance, it takes on average 3,000 euros to secure your driving license. This includes the lessons and the exams. Depending on how many times you attempt and fail these exams, the amount can even be higher than 3,000 euros. These are some of the things you need to be focusing on during the first 5 years of your immigration journey. So you really want to have a clear budget in place where you make provision for all of these items and be sure that you have some level of financial security to be able to confront any challenge that might come up around your immigration status. This in addition to your day-to-day living expenses. So you really want to have a budget in place where you allocate funds to cater for each of these areas of need. If you got any value from this video, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. Managing your finances as an immigrant is a crucial part of your journey towards a successful and stable life in your new country. Remember to stay updated and informed about your visa status and seek the help of an immigration lawyer whenever needed. For a detailed understanding about the cost of living in the Netherlands, click the video on the screen and I will see you there.